Well, the train will keep on rolling for Team USA in the Olympics after getting past the Czech Republic. It's on to Spain and Tokyo. Now, these two have some history. You can backtrack all the way to 2008, 2012 when they faced each other for the gold medal, and then 2016, not too long ago, Rio in the semifinals. Two international powerhouse teams, of course, the past decade, Spain are the defending World Cup champs, will meet again in the men's quarterfinals in the Tokyo Games there. So the fellas kind of understand what they need to do with the hands kind of full with Spain coming through.
Defensively, we know that we got the Gasol brothers down there, so they're low. They also stretch out the three, and then they really pack the paint. But they got guards that can shoot threes, and we got to try to control the three-point line.
You know, they're a tough team. They've been together for a long time. But we know we do well, and if we do that well, I don't think anybody's going to be close to beating us. So I think if we focus on ourselves and do the right things, we'll have the same result.
So now we're to the knockout stage begins, meaning if you win, you move on. You lose, you go back home, no more gold medal. Taking a look at, of course, how this stacks up for Team USA against Spain, Australia, and Argentina. If you're looking at that side of the bracket, those are the top four teams in rankings. So if the U.S. does get past Spain, you got to deal with Argentina or Australia. Remember, Australia actually beat them in the exhibition. Argentina, not too bad themselves. If you make it all the way to the finals, you might see Luka. Don't forget, he's a bad man. And we've seen France and Italy. They could do a little balling as well. So interesting to see how that one tips off at 12:40 a.m. Before we get to tip-off, though, Mr. Pick and Roll Avery Johnson tapping in to give us all the things that can happen for Team USA in Tokyo. Before we get to that, Avery, we've been looking for somebody to step up, a leader of the team. We always have one each Olympics. It's Kevin Durant so far. Has the most career points we're top in the Olympic Games. What have you seen from KD so far to help the team kind of trend in the right direction?
Well, Kevin Durant has just been unbelievable. You know, and I remember Doug Collins when he went to Las Vegas to give a speech to the Olympic team because he lost in 1972. And at the end of his speech, he said, Kevin Durant, we as Americans really appreciate you being on this team. Achilles injury, ankle injuries, you know, guy played 53 minutes and lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to Milwaukee, really didn't have anything to prove, and he wanted to play for our national team. He's been spectacular. You know, his three-point shooting, mid-range game, leadership, and when you look at, you know, being in the class with guys like my old teammate David Robinson, of course, Michael Jordan, Carmelo Anthony, who's been Mr. Olympic. Kevin Durant's just been sensational. And again, really didn't have nothing to prove, but he just loves to play basketball. He'll play at the Rucker League in New York. He'll play for his team in the NBA. He's playing in the Olympic. He just loves the game.
Of course, KD putting up 23 versus Czech Republic. He kind of needed to do that here against Spain as well. And Spain, of course, these two, they have a little bit of history. I mentioned it earlier. But Spain, this is a group that's been together for quite some time. The Gasol brothers there. You got Ricky Rubio as well. They've been a part of these games even back to 16 and 12. When you look at Team USA, what needs to kind of happen to make sure they come out on the good side in this one?
Well, in this situation, you got to take the engine out of the car, or you got to cut the head off the snake. It's Ricky Rubio. When you're looking at Ricky Rubio, who led them in their last game in scoring, he's the guy that really makes this engine go. You cannot allow Ricky Rubio to get downhill, break down the defense. He's got to be a guy that you got to contain in terms of penetration. And then, like you said, the Gasol brothers, it's all about rebounding. Our USA team, we have problems. We can't rebound because JaVale McGee doesn't really play much. Kevin Durant and Draymond Green spends a lot of time, you know, at the 5 position or the center position. So again, we're going to be undersized. So we got to rebound, keep Rubio under control. And the last thing is the great neutralizer, which is the three-point shot. We got to shoot the three well. You know, we made 23s in our last game. We got to make 15 against Spain.
Now, they did see Spain, of course, in the exhibition match, winning that one 83-76. But, Coach, when you see a team a second time in this type of format, what can kind of be some of the challenges that Spain can present for Team USA?
Yeah, when you see a team the second time, the challenges are the game within a game, like loose balls, those 50-50 balls, because if you don't run down those 50-50 balls, then Spain's going to secure them. That's what leads to easy threes, or that's what leads to easy baskets. I believe when the USA team, when we get our defense set, we can keep them in front of us. But again, all those little things, coming out of timeouts, all of the foreign teams are really good at those plays coming out of timeouts, maybe that you haven't seen before. So it's probably going to be good if we can change up our defense, maybe throw in a little zone, do something that they haven't seen before just to keep them off balance.
As we always say, defense wins championships. USA coming in this one a 12-point favorite over Spain. I got to get your expert pick. I think I know where you're going, but you got to tell me, of course.
Oh, USA. USA. Hey, at the end of the day, I just thought our team needed to play a couple of games together since we're not a program where we'll play for 4 years like a lot of the international teams. So I think we've gotten a couple of games under our belt, get Devin Booker, Middleton into the flow, Drew Holiday. But from a talent standpoint, top to bottom, we got to be ready to go. And I'm going with the United States of America.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.